Attitude Broadcasting presents The Mr. and Mrs. Show.
Love and marriage, love and marriage.
Starring
The Mr.
Hey, I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
The Mrs.
So happy together.
Welcome to the Mr. and Mrs. Show on Spreaker, iTunes, and IHeartradio, and sponsored by Attitude Broadcasting. We put attitude in broadcasting. There you go. Welcome to today's show. You know, somebody's got to do it when little Steven's not here. That would be me. I am the host today. The Mr. joining me today is the Mrs.
Hello.
She's back with her wonderful voice. We have a great segment for you today. We got the ultimate game of the Mr. versus the Mrs.
Oh, there's my board. I was wondering where it was. Thank you.
It was sitting there the whole time.
No.
It was. I got it for you. So how this goes is I'm going to ask her a question. Usually little Steven would do that. But I'm going to ask all the questions, and she's got to match. I've got to match hers, and she has to match mine.
So how come you get a color and I don't?
You want color?
Yeah, I want blue. Thank you.
There you go. You're welcome. So,
and then, as usual, I'm keeping score.
Yeah, you don't have to keep score today.
So
you know, I definitely need help
on my little board. You need help.
No, I need a lot of help. Everybody in the world knows that. Okay. I'm going to answer. You have to match, but it's for you. Okay? These are questions for you.
But so it's my answer, how I would answer for me.
Right.
And you have to match my answer.
Right. I have to match yours.
Okay. So what week would we stop having to have a discussion about how the game works?
I thought this week was a clear definition of it.
Okay.
Okay? These are all questions about you. All right? So
how well do you know me?
Right, basically. If you could create a new TV show, which type of these shows would it be about? I'm giving you a multiple choice. A religion show, adventure, drama, or a clean comedy. And I put clean because I know, there's not a lot of good clean comedy. There are some now on TV.
So, a religious show,
Mm-hmm.
an adventure show,
because you love your action adventures,
a
drama, or a clean comedy.
Okay, so can you map those for me to existing shows today? So I assume adventure would be MacGyver, drama would be
Weapon.
NCIS,
Right?
Comedy
NCIS.
would be Big Bang Theory.
Blackish.
What would be a religion show?
I guess something that it'd be your TV show. All right, so religion could be.
I know.
An hour with the Father Michael Gately or something. You know what I'm saying?
Father Gately.
Okay,
I gotcha.
Like maybe.
So kind of like Bishop Fulton Sheen's show back in the late 50s, early 60s, right? So
Wasn't there? Sorry, go ahead.
Nope, that's right.
There was a show I thought that had a father on it at one point. Not Seventh Heaven, but there was something. Oh, that was Michael.
Landon.
Yeah, Michael Landon was a father, right?
No.
He was an angel.
Yes.
Yeah, but that was kind of. It wasn't religion, but it was.
It's something
spiritual.
Something Christian.
It was something spiritual,
Okay,
Christian,
all right.
Something like that.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right, I'm ready. I got my answer written.
All right, what you?
Religion.
Yeah, I did the same. Religion as well. I figured you would.
Yeah, you kind of have to, right? I mean, if you're going to have a new show and have it be something that people don't always get a chance to see, and I'm going to guess we're talking about on one of the national channels.
Right, absolutely.
And if you could do it right so that you could help people connect, and not the kind of religious people always seem to be raving lunatics on TV shows. So
It does seem like that.
all right, what's the next question, Lev? You got a point?
For me, when you have to match me. When you go to sleep, when I go to sleep at night, what would I rather have on TV? Netflix, WN Network, or Hulu?
Really? No, that shouldn't be the question. It should be TV, radio, or nothing.
No, we all know that.
Not a choice of your 3 most favorite streaming.
What's the
services.
one thing I will watch above anything else as I go to sleep? It's easy.
Oh, I know, because I end up waking up to it at 2 a.m.
Absolutely. WWE Network. There's nothing like watching old school 80s and 90s TV programs.
There is. Watching nothing and actually sleeping.
I've only
So, ladies, if you don't currently have a TV in your bedroom and your husband says, "Oh no, it's, it won't really ruin the room." Yes, it will.
Did I ever tell you that? I never actually told you it would never ruin the room or anything. So you never said, "Hey, no, absolutely not doing it."
I believe I've actually requested now that we take it out of the bedroom.
But I've cut it out.
Okay.
You listen to better programming,
Are you saying our show isn't good programming?
No, as a matter of fact, I fell asleep to that last night. All right. Next, so we both, you got a point that time.
Yes, we are officially 1-1.
If you won a shopping spree to one of these stores, which one would it be? Costco. Yeah.
How much have I won?
$2,000.
Okay, thank you.
Say $2,000.
Okay, thank you.
No, we'll go $5,000. $5,000.
$5,000. Okay.
All right. Costco, Blackstone, or the Charlotte Hornets team store. I know which one I'm pulling for.
So do we need to help people with what Blackstone is?
Sure, go ahead and explain it.
So Blackstone is one of our local ranges. So they sell they sell firearms and defensive weapons as well as gear related to it. And they've got a range, really, really nice range there as well.
Well, the store's nice.
The store's very nice, but the range, as far as ranges go, it's one of the nicer ranges that we go to. So, wow, $5,000.
Yeah.
And it is Costco, Blackstone, or the Hornets team store.
Now, if you got another store that you would spend $5,000 at, but I don't see you. These are 3 of the major places you spend money at.
Yeah, I can't think of any place I'd spend $5,000 at other than these. But this is a toughie because we know I love Costco, and I could certainly find $5,000 worth of things in Costco to bring home, including a safe for the $5,000 I've spent at Blackstone.
You could have said that. You could have said both. You spend.
That was not those were. You didn't give me multiple options. You didn't say or any combination thereof.
Okay.
But that's all right because I know at least at the moment where I would be likely to spend my money.
I know too. Go ahead.
Blackstone. Yeah, I don't need any Hornets gear.
Your husband does.
I understand that you can get some off of the back of trucks right now.
You know how many Jordans you could have got for $5,000?
Yeah, I'm guessing we didn't win the any Jordans in the the new Jordan giveaway today.
Probably not. All right, moving to the next question. This is for me. If I could add a holiday, which of these would I rather have? National Barbecue Day. Let me explain what National Barbecue Day is. Everybody will be off of work that one day a year and cooking out on their grill.
So this is a federal holiday.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what are your other options?
My other options, Love Your Husband Day. All wives have to love their husband that one day a year. That means helping them whatever they want to do that day.
So hopefully all wives love their husbands every day.
I know they love their husband. I'm talking about
Feels like you want it to be a little more tangible.
Okay, yeah.
So
Gaming,
hands-on love, apparently.
Yes.
Okay.
Gaming day. Everybody stays home and plays a video game that day.
Isn't that kind of every day?
For who?
For a couple members of our household?
No. Movie day.
Everybody has to watch a movie?
Everybody's got to go to a movie at some point during the day.
Okay. These are the options?
And couples day.
Who wrote these? Our intern really...
Intern Ian.
It's time for Ian to go back
Yeah.
to school and
Yeah.
for us to get a new intern.
What's wrong with couples day? Couples day would be a good day for everybody. I don't know. It'd be a
But
national
isn't that
holiday.
the same as Love Your Husband Day? I mean,
Kind of. Not really, because it's mutual on couple days.
so you'd help me too.
Right, absolutely.
I know what day I want.
We wouldn't have to work. You had to, what?
Well, I'm saying I know what day I want out of that list.
Which day would I rather have of these?
Would you rather have?
Right, of these choices. I think I know what you're going to do here.
Yeah. Well, then you better be doing the same, or there will be none of these days ever.
Go ahead.
Love Your Husband Day.
Really? I figured you put gaming day.
Why? You game whenever you want now.
Yeah, you're right.
You eat barbecue whenever you want now. You watch movies whenever you want now. So the only thing you're not getting when you want it is
No, National Barbecue Day is cookout day, basically. Everybody has to grill out.
And you can do that any day you like.
know,
we have a really nice Komodo grill
All right.
that waits upon you.
Give yourself a point. You're right. All right, let's move to the next one. Of all your nephews and nieces, who is the funniest one? Come on, you know.
That's not fair. They're each
They're funny.
each funny in their
But
own
who's the
way.
one that just makes you smile and you think everything they say is the funniest?
And we know why, right?
Oh no.
All right, you ready?
No, hold on a second.
It doesn't. You can just start with a letter. We'll know who.
All right.
What?
You ready? Go ahead.
Who is that?
Here, let me see yours.
Who is that?
Let me see it.
Oh, John Jr.
John Jr.
Amen. Amen is.
Can you explain more?
I can explain why. A-Man is, and that's our nickname, is almost a replica humor-wise and behavioral-wise as our son. So, who I also find highly amusing.
It's true.
Which I find him highly amusing because his sense of humor is almost exactly like mine. So, although Aiden's a little removed from A-Man's a little removed from my general stance on humor, but he cracks me up. All right, so it is now 3-2, but it's time for me to answer a question about the mister.
I'd had to rephrase this question. Which one of these animals would you say your wife says you are? Which animal would you say I am? A lion, bear, or an elephant?
These are
Or
my
neither.
options.
Then give me another one then. Give me a better one. Give me a better
No,
option.
it's fine.
No, give me another
good. No,
option.
I'm good. I'm going to stay with your
Or a
combo.
seal. Or a seal.
Like a harbor seal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a
no.
guinea pig.
You really want to bring guinea pig into this? We didn't have enough conversation about guinea pigs
So
this
which
week.
one?
Well, you need to write your response. I'm
So-
going with your lion, bear, elephant.
All right.
You ready? Mm-hmm. Bear.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Why am I like a bear of these choices?
And actually, this feels like this should have been the opposite direction, where you got a point for matching me.
Right. It's true. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure where we're at in this game now then. So, because you, my darling, enjoy consuming food and then going in and hibernating. And if I wake you up too early, you growl at me.
All right. You get a point just off of the answer, the reasoning.
I'll take it.
Wow, that's great. All right. What was your favorite childhood game as a kid?
Is this yours or mine?
Yeah, baby, I have to. This is you. I answer. You have to match. This would be for you though.
My
Okay.
favorite childhood game,
Yes.
and you have to
So,
match my answer.
Shoots and Ladders, Life, Trouble, Candyland, Sorry, or Jax, or is that Jax the ones with
The jacks and
Is
the
it
ball.
just that? Yeah, is that the one that we got, or is it marbles?
We got the kids' marbles, but Jax is was more
was
something
different.
girls did when
Yeah.
I was growing up. So I can't even pick my favorite. I have to pick from this list of
Or
favorites.
no, if you have a different one, go ahead.
No, it's okay. So what were those options? I'm just trying to understand here.
Shoots and Ladders, Life, Trouble, Candyland, Sorry, and Jax. As a kid. If you have something that
No,
you had as a
it's
kid,
okay.
I don't know.
It's okay.
I tried to go back to your generation of.
Wow. To my generation of childhood games. I'm surprised you don't have, hoop and stick then. Jerk.
What is that? I've never seen that. I went to the 60s and 70s. I never saw that.
I was born in 69. It's not like I lived through the 60s. Wow. So I think I'd like to go back to our other segment. I've got another things that make you go,
I'm going to go with something I think I'll be in later. So I'm going to go with Trouble.
Life.
Really?
I loved playing Life.
Really?
Loved it when I ended up with twins. I'd fill up the whole car. Loved it.
Would you fill up the whole car and everything?
Oh, yeah.
Who would play with you?
So, well, Teresa, I mean, we had friends, Sis would hang out.
So
and,
y'all would have friends over and you play Life together?
No, our childhood wasn't quite like that. But on the rare occasion when we when we played board games, then yeah, Life and Monopoly.
So would your mom play? Would your dad? I know your dad wouldn't really, but
no,
your
Dad
mom, right?
would. No, don't. Just because Dad's former military, don't assume that
I
he
know
didn't
he did, but I'm
occasionally,
saying-
enjoy, childhood games with us.
So what was your favorite game to play with your dad or your mom? Or your sister and your dad,
And whoever.
No, well, I was thinking more. What was your game that
We
you
played
played
a
with your
lot
dad
of
and
war, right? So we played with cards. Right?
Why am I not surprised?
Monopoly. We played a lot of Monopoly.
So you love playing Monopoly with your
Battleship.
dad.
Yeah. See, and what's so interesting is that even though that's from my generation, your generation continued to play those games a whopping 7 years later.
I wasn't born in the early 70s, later. So
Mid 70s.
So you're saying, like, what was your one favorite game you played with your dad, though?
No,
I mean, is that...
No,
that,
I don't.
You just enjoy all of them.
Any time we hung out as a family and played games was fun.
Okay. See, mine was always Monopoly with my dad, my cousin, my dad. We used to play Trouble a lot, too.
Yeah.
Me and my cousin would play, and my dad would be around doing something. Probably my sister and me growing up, we were always He-Man. She were playing with the castle and wherever else. So, yeah.
Yeah, so a quick fact, and I'm probably misremembering because I'm, obviously I'm no longer 7 or 8 years old. My sister and I, we had those rings, and So like the ones that you could get from cereal and stuff like that.
Right.
And we would do
The lollipops?
like Wonder Twin Powers.
Ah.
So we would pretend that we were in the League of Justice, the Justice League.
No.
All right.
Someone that hates DC now. I mean,
I don't
your
hate
sister,
DC.
I was talking about your sister.
I don't think she hates DC
no.
either. I think, when we were younger, it was funny, right? Because
Right.
it's kind of corny
Right.
jokes in the shows, and now the movies are so dark, and that's probably more has to do with it.
Okay. The next question is for me, and you have to
match your answer.
What is the first thing in the morning your wife does? Make a cup of coffee, read the news headlines / drudge, or color on her new tablet. What's the first thing you do in the morning?
You don't know because you're sleeping.
You'd be surprised.
So interestingly enough, it's none of those three things.
Then please add it to it, or you go ahead and write it
No,
down.
I'll just tell you which of those three things I do first in the day. How about that?
Okay.
Is that better?
All right. Wow, you're really writing it.
You ready?
Yeah.
News headlines.
Really?
Yeah.
You do that before
I
you
pray.
make coffee?
I pray.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna put pray down there.
And then I check the news headlines real quick. All of that before I even hop out of bed.
Okay.
And then I go make coffee.
All right.
Although, if I could figure out, I can actually set that. It won't make the coffee, but it'll turn on.
It'll turn on
and
for
be
you.
ready to make a cup of coffee. I need to. And I'd had it set that way, but then one of those times that Duke, took the power down for an hour or whatever while they were fixing stuff, knocked out the programming, and I just haven't bothered to reprogram it.
You ready for my question
I am.
to you?
We're 3-3 right now.
All right. What is it not doing? What would you like for your husband to learn how to do? Dance, play guitar, beer brewing, or cooking?
Dance. What was the second one?
Dance, play guitar,
Play guitar.
Guitar.
Okay. Play guitar.
beer brewing,
Brew
or cooking.
beer.
Brew beer.
Or cook. Wow.
Which one would you like me to learn how to do?
I don't know.
I'm going to say I think I know.
I know which ones I don't want you to do.
Can you tell me what you don't want me to do?
Seeing as up to this point you've not been musically inclined, I think we can knock out the guitar right away.
All right.
And I'm really not interested in having beer brewed in the house. So,
I don't have to do it in
I'm
the
trying
house.
to decide if, good grief. Okay, I'm good.
You good?
I am. Cook.
Yeah.
So I get a point. Yay.
I figured you would say that.
Well, it was
Even though I
tough
know how to
because
cook.
I think you can cook if everything's measured for you and there's a recipe to follow. You actually can cook, which, you just aren't good at like the slicing stuff up yourself part of the, like, you're not good at the prep, but the cook part you're good at.
So
But-
what you're saying you would like for me, is that what you want
No,
me to-
cooking. I mean, it'd be great if you could do end to end, right? Chop,
Okay. Well,
chop,
is
cook,
that what you were thinking?
serve, clean.
Is there something else you would like me to learn other than this cooking that you were thinking about? What? You don't want me to
No.
learn dance or anything?
No, when are we going to use that?
Or brewing beer?
No beer brewing in the house.
Well, we could do it outside. You gotta do it.
No,
in the
you
house.
can't. You can't.
Oh, yeah,
It has.
that's right.
It's
Well,
temperature
you see,
controlled.
If you buy a shed for outside, I could do, that's my main.
And then
cave
I'd have
idea.
to hook it up to some form of HVAC in order to keep it at a steady temperature.
That's the man cave idea, though. We could do outside in the garage.
Yeah, why don't you go to our climate-controlled storage unit and do it then?
Let's clear out. All right. This and the last question is for me. What was my best costume for Halloween when I was a kid?
Me. That's my answer, and you have to match it, right? Or is it... Because I just got a point. So isn't it your question now to get a point?
Right. So, all right, fine. What was your best costume for Halloween when you were a kid?
Oh. Okay. It was homemade. My mother sewed it.
I know. You told me. You told... I can't remember what it was. I thought it was your dad made the best one.
No. So John, our son, Dad made the best costumes for John when he was little. But no. This mom sewed it. Now Dad did make parts of it, and my sister and I were in different versions of the costume.
Different versions of the costume?
Yeah, they were different colors. Are you going to answer? What are you doing over there? Don't try to get the Jeopardy music.
Oh, no, it's there. I just got to get it. I'm trying to remember which one that was.
Well,
How old were you?
I didn't know you then, and I'm trying to remember if you were even in existence yet.
How old were you?
I don't know, 5, 6, 7, something like that.
5, 6, 7. I really don't write down what I'm thinking.
I don't know why. That's too many words, but okay.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so you go. Wonder Woman? No, princesses.
Oh,
with these long dresses and these pointy hats with the piece of fabric that comes down around you. And, oh, yeah, I love that thing.
That's right. I remember that story. I do remember that one.
I was a real princess.
You still are. All right, there you go. All right.
So where are we at? So
the score
is the Mrs. 4, the Mr. 3.
All right, I lost by 1.
So we are back to the Mrs. being the reigning champion.
Right.
And I have to say, it would have been tied, except for the fact that, as we've talked about before, I know you better than you know yourself. So
no, you're right. You did on that one. All right, let's go into this week's social media question of the week. Last week was, what was your first movie or favorite you watched with your spouse? We had some responses on Facebook. I am going to go to it now. We had... You've Got Mail is somebody's favorite that they've watched as a couple. The first movie was Anchorman that somebody watched together.
Anchorman? That's really not a first date movie.
I would let you guess later after the show who those two people were that went to see it. First date movie was Analyze This with De Niro and Crystal. Mm-hmm. At a movie theater that's no longer around. First movie, 300.
Really?
So, yeah, together.
Okay.
It made me look great. I mean, I went to see our first date movie together.
Yeah.
Which was Maid of Honor. So those were some of the responses that we had to the question this week.
Oh, okay. Well, those are interesting movies.
Definitely a lot of different answers.
So I'd be interested in how well these people knew one another before their first date. Like, had they been friends or part of a group of people or worked together or something like that? Because some of those are interesting first date movies.
So that was this week's question of the week. What is next week's question of the week?
I don't know. Ian didn't tell me.
Ian didn't tell you.
No.
Ian's not here right now. Ian
I know. So I hope he told you.
Wow. That is great. That is great. I kind of like the weirdest things that somebody bought from each other was good a couple weeks ago.
It was good.
So I think we need to stick along that line, of something crazy or silly that someone's maybe. What's the silliest thing what's the most embarrassing thing your spouse has ever done for you?
For you?
Like, I'm
Like,
trying to give you an example.
took the mic at a open mic night and read a poem out to you or something? Like that kind of thing? Is that what you're talking about?
Maybe something like that or something. Not really. Do you have any? I mean, do you have? No.
No, I don't have any, because the embarrassing thing that you've done was unintentional and related to about being close to going into surgery.
What's the most embarrassing
that
thing?
one.
What's the most embarrassing thing your spouse
I
has
wasn't
done?
embarrassed.
Maybe that's the question. What's the most embarrassing thing your spouse has done?
Yeah, see, those kind of questions feel to me like you're going to start fights this week.
All right, so no on that. All right, so my wife says no on that question. All right, what's
How about one music group or song that you like that you're kind of embarrassed to say that you like? I realize you told everybody about your Bieber
what is
time, but
what is one of your music groups? What is one of your guilty pleasures of music?
Sure.
What is one of your guilty pleasures of music?
Song, group, album.
It can be song, group, albums, whatever.
Genre, right?
That you don't that might be on your iPod or something that you don't want other people to know that's there, but it's there.
Yeah, I like
Okay.
that.
All right. So, say that question again.
Well, I'll rephrase it, right?
Yeah.
So, your guilty pleasure around music, song, group, genre that you have in your music library that most people don't know you have.
Okay, that's good.
I like that.
That's a good
So,
one.
what's yours
What, my guilty pleasure?
around music?
We already talked about it.
Really? Because that was I mean, you don't seem that guilty about it. You play it all the time.
I'm proud of what I listen to.
Okay, so what's the one thing that you would be guilty about people knowing you listen to?
Well, probably the one thing my sister knows I did, as far as singing a song with a friend of mine. We did a recording. They used to have a recording studio at
The mall?
Carowinds. No,
Carowinds? Okay.
And we recorded a song for girls that we like, me and my buddy. And the group is All for One.
So what was the song?
I swear.
Really?
Yes.
And you actually have this recording somewhere?
Not anymore. I burned it. Thank goodness. I hope I did, or my sister did something, because she found it, and I don't know.
I bet if you asked your mom, I bet your mom's got it.
No.
I bet your mom's got
She's
it.
probably framed it.
She probably has.
No. But, no, that was probably, yeah.
Well, cool. All right, so that's the social media question of the week. And we'll get that. It'll be on our Facebook page and on our Twitter page. And maybe we'll get it up on the website. I think the last couple of weeks we haven't done that, but we'll get it up on the website. And we'd love to hear, to hear yours.
Absolutely. You got anything else?
I don't think so. Just make sure you listen to the Mister's other shows.
Absolutely. Listen to BSS Carolinas every Thursday at 3 o'clock.
We're on iHeartradio.
iHeartradio as well. Wrestling with Attitude is also 5 o'clock on Thursdays. Rule 3 is on Mondays. And, of course, our show is every Saturday at 4 p.m.
All right.
Make sure you come back next week. Little Steven should be in the chair, and I can go back to the other side. So, we'll see.
Have a great week.
Have a great week, and always keep listening to our show. See you later.
Ain't no time like tonight, and we ain't trying to save it for later. We stay out here living the life, yeah. Nobody cares who we are tomorrow morning. And I've got that little something I like, the little something I've been wanting to borrow. Tonight's the night, come